real life grown man shit. My wife just got me my water. Let me get me a Swiggerdale. Mm. Seems like that damn water don't get good till I'm right here, man.
Yeah.
Tell any other time water don't taste this damn good till I'm right here. It be a little warm in my garage. That's why my face be shining. But man, we getting started, man. It's a Tuesday. I got my guy Trav here. You know, I like to always start off by saying, do we got good sound? Tennessee Hot Chicken. Let me know if we got good sound. If we got good sound, we gonna keep rolling. Trav, what's up, man? How your week been going so far?
Man, week been going good, man. It's Tuesday. We still at the top of the week. We ain't made it the hump day, but I'm gaining momentum, ready to go over the hump and jump all the way to the weekend. You know what I'm talking about?
You already know it. Go over the hump and jump like MC Hammer said, bumps and the bump. I want a goddamn hump and a jump. Hump and a jump. I like the week with the hump and the jump. I like that hump and jump into the weekend, man. Man, there's been a lot going on in the social media world. Man, there's so much stuff that we can talk about, man. I want to start off just by saying we ain't gonna call their names out because we don't want the show to get cut down. But man, there's a lot of going on with them people from the Middle East, man. It's Nick Fuentes. He's a big guy, just as big as Charlie Kirk, just as big as Candace Owens, basically saying that they removing his show off the air. Like, how the hell you get this man off the air? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think we don't realize, Trav, that the government censors certain things, and certain things, once the government don't know what they want to use until they want to use it. You know what I'm saying? The government didn't know they want to use Dr. King till they wanted to use him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At one time, they was like, this nigga communist, this nigga the worst nigga online. Then they said, well, if we can use him and his whole equal rights thing to give them consumer rights, we can tort their whole movement. Like, thinking about it, they sat back, they say, you know what? This man want equal rights. He really was saying, I don't want to go to school with white folks. I want you to get the white folks and the black folks school the same money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they took that and said that, well, we gonna put y'all in school with us. And when they do that, what they do is they drain the swamp. They get all our cream of the crop. And a lot of people that don't know, that's where special education started. When they integrated the school system, all the black kids that didn't test on the level with the white kids, they created some called special education. So they essentially destroyed our education by linking us up with them. So my point is, the government don't know what they need to use until they need to use it. I don't think when Facebook came out, the government was like, you know, this shit gonna get so big one day, we gonna need to use this to stamp out any post somebody make about anti-vaccine. But during COVID, man, you couldn't say nothing about no anti-vaccine. You couldn't say nothing about COVID. You couldn't go and you couldn't make no post saying, I think that this is a natural cure. It's like Zuckerberg come out and said, the Biden administration told me to take down any post that went against their agenda for COVID. And so what we have now as a situation is we know that they own the media and control the media. But what's happening is the people's voice on social media is getting bigger than the actual media, real media's voice. Because let's be real, Trav, other than him, like you said, you watched that. How often do we really sit down and watch TV or really watch a movie? Our attention span gone, man. Nobody wants to admit this. Nobody wants to say, I'm the first to say, and that's a topic in itself. I am a grown man who went to college and got a master's degree, who thought I had a thorough brain. And I done sat here and flicked that goddamn phone so much over the past 10 years, I can't sit down and watch a 30-minute show without picking that goddamn phone up and flicking that motherfucker. My attention span gone. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, imagine how much our kids' attention span ain't never developed. I want you to comment on that first. How has social media affected you, your brain, your mind, and how you move? Like real talk. Has it your attention span?
Well, I always say, man, your attention is the most powerful thing you can pay, and you pay attention to what you care for. So we're in a time now where we've got distracted about what really matters, and we care for things that don't matter. That's the condition of where we in. But like you say, ain't nobody above the bullshit. We all in the same game, working to survive and to maintain. Yeah, I love my phone. I'm always in my phone. I'm flicking. I pay a lot of attention to it. Ain't no shame in it. Like you say, like somebody would say, man, you be on Facebook a lot. You post a lot of shit. I say, well, you be on there to see all of it. So what's the point? You know what I mean? We all in this. But I think, like they say, admitting the problem is the first step. And it ain't about right or wrong. It's we all do it, yeah. But if you know you do it, it makes you be conscious enough to at least examine what you're paying attention to put the phone down when you catch yourself in action, or when you're watching the movie and you catch yourself in motion. You got a conscious mind to say, let me put this thing down. That's the key to it. But I don't think,
yeah, I think it's got everybody, because I know for a fact my phone started, I think last year. It never did this before. All of a sudden it starts saying, this how long you been on this app this week. This how long you been on this app this week. This how long you been on this app this week. And most of my phone is YouTube, because I'm listening to music at work and I'm watching videos. But hey man, that bitch will tell me I've been on Facebook 2.5 to 3 hours a day. I said 2.5, 3 hours a day? How the fuck? When I'm starting thinking about what I could have did and accomplished with those 2.5 or 3 hours that I didn't go to work out, or I didn't work on my movie, or didn't work on my music, I started saying, man, this goddamn phone line, ain't no way in the fuck I'm on this shit no 2.5, 3, 4 hours a day. But really what it's saying is, yes, you is, motherfucker. You may not be on it 4 hours straight. You may not be on 4 hours straight, but you giving them 15, 20, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I found myself, my wife told me the other day, she said, you're going to get hemorrhoids. Whenever you use the bathroom, I feel like you be on your phone. I said, you know, I do be on my phone. I said, I noticed my damn foot went to sleep in that bitch when you said something. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, why am I scrolling? And what I keep scrolling at, and my algorithm is full of political shit and black people shit. And I've realized that whether people know it or not, whenever we speak about black people, that's political now. Yeah. Social media has made it to where if a black person comments on black issues, that they making that political now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just sit back and I say, damn, imagine these kids in class and they itching to look at their phone and look at that chime. And I know I catch myself, Trav, I'll tell myself, that shit ain't gonna get me like that this week. Yeah. And I start off Monday and Tuesday and I have good days. Yeah, it ain't got me. Before I know it, Wednesday, I'm like, okay. It's like you said, you find yourself saying, get off that shit, get off that shit, get off that shit. And then sometimes I find myself, we don't realize how much it brings our mood down, or how much it transfers to us. It's like a portal. I could get up in the morning and I could be in such a great mood and doing my day. And now Facebook ain't even got me no more. It's IG. IG got me. Man, fuck these motherfuckers on Facebook. My homeboy said Facebook is like your family. Them the people you grow up with in your family. You know what I'm saying? He like, they ain't gonna never let you blow. They ain't gonna never let you blow. They gonna pigeon tie you. They gonna say that's Trav from Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? But TikTok and Instagram, they let me shine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. TikTok and Instagram let me shine. X don't give a damn if you take your clothes off. Well, Facebook is for some reason that thing that's got us held. Our generation has got us held, and I've been clicking on IG so hard. Now IG got me, man, and I think I like the IG crowd a little bit more, because the IG crowd is a little bit more younger and a little bit more open-minded. But yeah, man, go ahead, respond to that.
Man, I'm gonna go back 15 years ago, right? And I remember when it was somewhat a conspiracy type talk, or people would say you talking crazy. And I remember it was a conscious type of saying, man, they gonna put chips in our bodies. Man, they gonna put chips in our arms. And I remember people were saying, man, you crazy. How can you think like that? And I remember saying, well, what they gonna do? How they gonna get it? And it was this idea that we couldn't wrap our mind around. 15 years later, I mean, that chip is really in our hand. Everywhere we go, all the time. If you forget it and you're about to be late, you'll turn around, go back and get it just to keep the chip in your hand. There's different kind of chips. There's an Android chip. There's an iPhone chip. The iPhone chip has more capability of being traced and tracked than the Android, but the chip is in all of our hands when 15 years ago, we couldn't even fathom what that is. So I'm saying, like you say, ain't nobody above the bullshit, but the bullshit will make you better if you're real enough to deal with it. So if we all attach to the chip, then the question just has to come, what are you using the chip for? So let's take about the shame and say, hey, look, man, hey, look, so what are you using the chip for? Now, like you say, the chip is called the smartphone. Why you dumb? Why you don't know anything when you can know everything with the chip? So that's the way I stand consciously. Boy, it got me. I love Facebook. It's an expression. I work in the community with children, right? And one of the things that they told me, in order to get into the school system to really hero train, you have to develop your curriculum around social, emotional intelligence, meaning the children don't know how to interact socially and control their emotions in an open environment.
Mm-hmm.
We all goddamn like this, the children. So the only way we can deal with each other is through the social and emotional destruction that we all come to. I love Facebook because I can put my mind out, put it out there, put my thoughts, express myself, and I ain't got to worry about nobody telling me, I don't understand that, man, you goddamn crazy. Well, I ain't asking you to. This is my book. Let me express myself. And if you feel free to look at it, read it, pay attention, then I know my intentions in this is powerful.
It's almost like a form of therapy. Sometimes, like I said, like we said, the gift and the curse is something. Sometimes I can get up and I can have this epiphany or have some on my mind, and I can make 3 videos and they come out of my body, and I feel free and feel like, man, I just expressed myself and I got it out to the world, and I feel good. And then, like I said, sometimes I can get up and hit Facebook or IG, and all I got to do is see one comment, and it take me down a rabbit hole of a day. I find where I done responded 3 videos to this one motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But this one motherfucker has sparked 3 videos that people gain from. So, but I just know when it's vexing my spirit, and I know when I'm feeling good on it. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I found out if I'm giving to the internet, I feel good. But when I'm receiving from the internet, I feel more bad. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've experienced in my life. It's not a lot on the internet that I can sit down and watch and feel good about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my homeboys used to call me the mad rapper when I was in college. You remember when that Biggie album came out and they had the little guy on it, the mad rapper, he hate everything. They said this nigga grew up hate everything. And I say, y'all think I hate everything. Maybe y'all don't realize y'all are of the 80% of motherfuckers that don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you almost have to have what people don't understand is you almost have to have a go against the grain attitude to even be sane, man. I think a lot of motherfuckers is insane, Trav.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think that's real more than we know. And I say this to say, just like in every city, we got poverty. And everybody rationalized poverty. We see the people on the streets. We see families with nowhere to go. We see people that lose things, and we watch people break. But we don't really understand what the breaking is about. The breaking is the mind. See, I watched somebody lose it all, but didn't break. Say, man, I'm going to be all right, man. Just got in a better situation, and they came back. And some people lose a very small fraction of something, and they break. They insane. They like, man, what happened to him? What happened to her? But they still may be able to function and go to work, but they ain't there no more. So we all insane. That's why I say this social and emotional intelligence that we all have. Some people truly live in this as an avatar, meaning outside of that world. You see them in the grocery store, it's like zombies. We hear this shit for real, but this shit happening around us with people we love. But I want to make this point about you being the mad rapper. Because sometimes people think I'm mad when I'm talking like this. But your attention is the most powerful thing you can pay. And when you pay attention to what you care for, when you care for others, when you care for the suffering, and you see it in ways that people can't see it. See, care brings empathy, sympathy, compassion. It's like Jesus. Oh, I just want to save somebody. It makes me sad. It makes me mad that don't nobody care. And when you care in a situation, it makes you vulnerable. It makes you weak. And people know that they can attack you because you care. So don't nobody care no more. And those that care seem mad, man. What's wrong with you? God damn, y'all don't see this shit.
You hit it on the head. When you care, you know, James Baldwin was very prominent during the civil rights era, and he had a lot of great writings. And one of the quotes that he was famous for saying is, if you're conscious in America, you're gonna be angry all the time. He was like, if you're conscious, if you're awake, you're gonna be angry all the time. And this is during his era. Like, I don't understand. Like we say, sometimes we look out and we see situations and we see how this phone has affected education. The school, you can't teach because of it. You got relationships can't stay together because of it. Looking in the phone, where you're going, what you're doing, what you're looking at on your phone. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I first met my wife, I told her, I said, the cell phone gonna destroy black people. And she was like, and her friends, we had this big conversation. And she lost a few friends because people was like, I'm adamant. I don't give a fuck about your friends. I just met your friends. And some of the stuff they were saying to me, I was like, y'all that stupid? Like, what do y'all do? Y'all can't see that we grew up in an era where you remember you used to call your little girlfriend and the phone be busy, man. And, you know, you just had to deal with, I couldn't get in contact with the person. Mm-hmm. You know, when granddaddy went to work at 6 o'clock, grandma knew she wasn't going to hear from him to 6:30 when he got home. If 7 o'clock rolled around, she started to worry. You know what I'm saying? But it was a situation where you didn't have to be this interconnected to people, but you're really not connected. Like I was telling my wife last time we went out, we was laughing and we was at dinner and I was on my phone and she was looking at her phone and we were supposed to be out at dinner. And I'll laugh and look up and say, look at that. And then she'll look up and say, and put her phone to me and say, look at that. I said, baby, let's put these damn phones up. We sitting here in a restaurant and dinner, got all this pretty food in us in this fancy ass restaurant, got all these nice drinks in us, and we sitting here looking at our damn phones instead of talking to each other. And it wasn't like we didn't want to talk to each other. It was just the phone was just seemed like it was more interested in the person sitting across me. And that's how we both was feeling, you know. So that's one thing we always do now. We say, look, once we go into the bedroom, we ain't turning no TV on and we ain't looking at no phone. This is our time to just talk and you know, evaluate how we feeling about the day and how we feeling about raising my daughter and how we feeling about marriage going forward. So we try to keep that out of our personal life now as much as possible. But man, it's just so hard, man.
I was thinking about this the other day, man. It's something deep. I'm from a booming generation where we wanted to boom in our car. And I got addicted to bass at 16. So my first car, I wanted to make it hit. I put some 12s in there and I had it rocking, right? And I think about those times. Like I said, we could talk about evolution. We could look at how we evolved. But I remember in the era of booming, and everybody would want to ride with me, or whoever rode with me, they know we finna rock. And there was no talking in the booming era when we ride. Everybody just looked out the window and traveled to where we was going. There was no conversation. We conversated when we got to where we was going, when it was supposed to happen. But I remember just riding all around. And sometimes me and my homeboys, me and my woman, no matter who I rode with, man, we had the most illest sounds dropping and rocking in our soul. And we didn't say nothing. And we didn't feel like we had to, because we know there will be a point when it's time to talk. But now, phone controls it. We don't even, man, the ride ain't about the, hey, look, man, everything, we're talking on the way home. So when we get home, you ain't got shit to say about the day. You already done goddamn said it. So now when you're in the flesh, what the hell? Hey, we done said everything. We done text all day. We done did everything all day. So I realized that one of the most powerful things that'll take us away from it is we got to do more that require all our attention, because when we're working and when we're doing things that require our pride, our attention, we ain't got time to be distracted. So I think that's the real thing to beat this type of matrix that we all in the device.
And it's a virtual reality, and we act like it's a real reality. I want to caveat the conversation, since we talking about virtual reality and real reality. You remember, I don't know if you was following me at the time, I had came up with, I'm going to bring it back, this social media concept. I call it SMAR. Yeah. SMAR, social media as response. Remember when I kept hashtagging that back in the day? It's a social media ass response, meaning this is a response that you're not responding from your heart. You're not responding from your mind. You went and you've looked at the timeline and analyzed how many people agree with this, how many people don't. Do the girl I like agree? Do the guys I'm cool with agree? Okay, now let me make my response based on the timeline. And a lot of that is happening now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's being really true. And so what we're getting is, it's like a alter ego. You know, we got an alter ego when we go out in public, and then we got an alter ego on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I realize as I look at people's timeline, and I'm not saying you got to get on here and tell all your business, and I'm not saying you got to get on here and say when you're up and when you're down. But when I look at people's timeline, I say, you a goddamn lie. I ain't never seen a post from you that was concerned about something. You ain't never been sad. You ain't never went through. You ain't never said, pray for me, family. You know what I'm saying? It's like your life is a goddamn highlight reel. And that's what we looking at. We're looking at everybody's highlight reel, and it's making us look down on our own life. I was talking to my son, my oldest son, the other day. And he was just like, Pop, you know, man, this social media shit got us feeling privileged. It's got us feeling like we should have more than we should have. He was like, man, sometimes I find myself looking up saying, damn, why my shit don't pop? I said, son, you got to stop looking at everybody else shit. And it's like, he like, man, everybody da. You know, he want to do his little rap music. You know, my son moved to Charlotte. Him and BJ live in Charlotte. I'm gonna have to link y'all up with him too. When I come down there. Yeah. Him and BJ live in Charlotte now. They was like, they wanted to get a little closer to Atlanta, and you know, they like Charlotte and they like the music scene in Charlotte. But yeah, they live in Charlotte now. They got them apartment down there, nice community. They doing well. But I was like, son, you know, you can't allow what you see going on the internet to depress you. And that's pretty much what he was saying. Sometimes he get a little depressed by what he see happening on the internet and for people that ain't happening for him. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even sit back. There's times that I've said to myself, and just being real, I said, man, this motherfucking Charleston White took my goddamn spot. You know what I'm saying? There's times that I sit around and I say that, or feel like I should be this way or that way, or you know what I'm saying. I know I can't front like I don't. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, being able to look out into the world, and I heard a guy joke. He said, "Yo, you competing with the whole internet. At first, your woman just had her guys at work to look at. You know what I'm saying? Her coworkers, or you know what I'm saying. Look at your friends. It's like now your woman or your man, looking at what damn this person on the internet doing. Who got this? What's the latest thing? What's the latest trend? Then look up and say, motherfucker, why we ain't got none of this?" You know what I'm saying? So like I said, my son was saying sometime when he look at this shit, it make him a little depressed. And I know I've felt like that looking out at the internet world sometime, or certain personalities that I feel like took my shine, or you know what I'm saying?
Oh, real life versus make believe. Real life shit. Entertainment is something put together, a collaboration of arts that's put together to make you believe and perceive something to be. That's all social media is. Everybody romanticized the idea of becoming an entertainer, because an entertainer has become our idols. An entertainer has become the ideals of what we think success is supposed to be. So in our mind, we romanticize about becoming an entertainer, but nobody has the reality of being real in real life. When I say nobody, I'm talking about just the majority, the census of what we're talking about. So that's a real thing. Like I said, I did music. I got dreams. I'm an entertainer. I'm everything. I've been in the room with some of the biggest entertainers. And you might think I'm goddamn crazy, but I am crazy enough to believe when I say this shit. There's a power invested in me. That's as real as it get. And I ask you this, and I'm talking about you, but anybody who listening, who realer than you? If you got an answer, click out this motherfucker right now.
Yeah.
This ain't for you.
Exactly.
This ain't for you.
You
for
said,
real, man.
You said something that's so powerful, entertainer. What I'm realizing is happening is the entertainers are losing their grips on our mind. Like there's an opportunity for me, you, and the regular man to come up. It's like we realized that the entertainers, it was all glitz and glamour. Like, you know, who thought Monique only got paid $50,000 for Precious, and she got an Academy Award for this shit? Who thought that what's my girl name said she only got paid $20,000 for Benjamin Button? As you know, I'm starting to realize that they pimp us through the entertainment industry and what they paying us, and they use us to buffer us. I made a video today. I said, you want to know how the billionaires control the people? They just pay a few millionaires. They pay a few millionaires. And Trav, you hear me say this shit all the time. I wish they would never let niggas on TV, radio, and professional sports or the movies, because they used to couldn't do us like that. They used to have all us in the same bucket. They used to have to keep their feet on our neck, and we were united. But now when you got a certain situation, and you know, back in the day, they used to call them the boule. You know what I'm saying? You got billionaires up here that want to keep all the money, and they say, well, we'll pay a few millionaires. And the millionaires will tell them what music to listen to. The millionaires will tell them what liquor to drink. The millionaires will tell them what shoes to buy. The millionaires will tell them what clothes to wear. The millionaires will tell them what to like and what not to like. And that's what's happening now. Like, we sitting back and these millionaires that don't give a fuck about black people or the black race are sitting back and they're guiding us. They're buffering for the billionaires. I seen some of the craziest shit, and I just speak on it. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. And I sat back and I watched Little Woody and Charleston White go at it. Charleston White said Little Woody got a retarded daughter with bad legs and, you know, all this stuff. They going at, we gonna kill each other. And then it's a situation where somebody was like, we want to see Charleston White and Woody on this thing. And I saw a phone call where they like, man, you gonna get back in line to get this bread. And it's like, Y'all just was blood enemies. Now y'all gonna link back up to get some bread. Then you're gonna get mad at each other again. I watched this Young Thug situation where IFE and Lucci. Them boys been trying to kill each other. And they said over 50 bodies been dropped in Atlanta behind that beef. Now them boys got a song together. Anything to stay relevant for attention and get a dollar. I'm starting to think the attention is more powerful than the money now.
Come on, man. You already know that's what it is. I want to talk about evolution and where we at today. And the truth ain't never popular. I remember about 20 years ago, it was a 15-year-old in his room playing on his laptop, making beats, and made a song. Huey, Soldier Boy.
Mm-hmm.
His mama, didn't nobody believe that this child was in his room doing some real shit until some people in a black cars pulled up to his door, knocked on his mama door. Only then did she believe it. And they told her, your son is a millionaire. And he started a revolution today of what we have, the whole music industry.
Mm-hmm.
But till this day, he's a clown to us.
Mm-hmm.
He's a laughing stock to us because he was a child having fun. He ain't respected because he don't have street credentials. He ain't respected, but he was the realest one to believe in himself as a child to change the game forever. And look at how we respect him. See, I done been in the real with the street. I done been in the studio with the street ones. They fucking packages. They got costumes. They seen as the potential. It's a producer in there. It's somebody with money in there who putting passion into a package to sell dope. When I say dope, I'm talking about shit that eat a motherfucker mind up to not let them see reality for what it is. But we don't respect the real because the real ain't destructive. I watch people, if I say, man, Soldier Boy the realest, right now, I get clowned on social media by some motherfucking clowns who don't understand how the game really works.
He definitely changed the whole game. Like I didn't know what YouTube was until I heard of Soldier.
Come on.
I swear to God, I didn't know what YouTube was. I did not know what YouTube was to Soldier Boy.
But see, we don't respect. And then we'll talk about history, just like we in our story, and we still don't know the power players in it right now in the moment, because we ain't paying attention. We ain't paying attention to shit real. Just like we talking about, and I know I don't know if I'm segue, but I'm in the spirit.
Go ahead.
When we talk about since Charlie Kirk died, first it was racism. He was racist. Now we ain't worried about Charlie Kirk no more. We don't give a fuck about that no more. We ain't even talking about racist no more. But now realizing that we talking about Israel. What was he talking about? Israel. But now we're saying, oh man, Israel this, Israel that. But just 2 years ago, I'm talking about us. We had Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, Nick Cannon. I'm talking about on these devices, on every platform.
Speak on it.
Talking that religious woke talk to say we are the chosen people. We the real Jews. And the same people that we talking about now in a different context told them black men, say that motherfucking shit again on these devices, and I bet you won't be on them no more. And we ain't heard none one of them brothers say a goddamn thing no more about a Hebrew or Israelite or Israel.
Only Kanye. You know, Kanye made the song Hail Hitler with the Kanye wouldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing I'll give him. But man, you're so right about that, man. These brothers that were trailblazers talking about this shit, we looked at them like they was crazy. And this is what I realized, Trav. Sometimes we be so late. Charlie Kirk getting killed after black people finally settled down, and I hate you. We realized this man went against Israel. Now black people starting to realize the power that they have over media, over things. And now we jumping down the Israel rabbit hole, and it's like we just jump. I want to caveat. You said something earlier. They. They. I want you to speak on that. Talk about that they thing you had mentioned to me earlier.
Well, the foundation of they, before I even understood what it was, I remember I would come home and whatever problem I had and my daddy asked me about, and I say they said. And I remember one time when I was a young boy, he say they said one more motherfucking time. Don't you ever tell me what they said. If you can't tell me who said it, don't you tell me a damn thing. So I was always scared to say they to my daddy if I ain't know exactly who was telling me or affecting me to go take the problem to my daddy. So that carried me, and I got threatened about that. So now when I hear it, it's like a trigger. Who the fuck is they? I had a situation at work where people would want to create doubt. People would want to create darkness when they see light. When you have a light and a glow, everybody can see the glow, but everybody can't handle the glare. You come in the room on a good day feeling almighty, your glow glowing. Here comes somebody want to put it out. They said they've been watching you all day. Now you fucked up. Who is they?
Mm.
Who? I don't know, but they say they watching you. Here go the person. So one day I experienced this. And I wanted to teach this person a lesson. I said, who the fuck is they? I said, I don't know. I said, well, I'm finna go find out who they is. So I went, I made him look, and every time I wipe, I say, come here. I say, is you they? Do you got something to say about me? Is there something about me that you watching that we need to have a conversation with? I let him watch me ask every white man who they could be. And when I got back to him, I say, who is they? Man, go ahead on. So, well, tell they I said fuck them, but I know they is him.
Mm-hmm.
See, they is the straw man of the deliverer who don't know a goddamn thing.
They is who we use when we want, like you said, take your light down. Is man, they saying, who the fuck is they? Who said it? My grandfather used to say, they are them little people that come crawl from under your bed and whisper in your ear at night. And I never understood it. Like you said, your father used to say, don't say they to me, motherfucker, because he wanted to know where it's coming from. My grandfather used to always laugh and said, they said it. He said, they them little people that whisper in your ear in the middle of the night, which is essentially some bullshit, like the little monsters that crawl from under your bed and tell you the shit. It's like you had said something that's so amazing to me, how we as black people, when we say they, I'm assuming we talking about the white folks. But when white folks saying they, who the fuck is they talking about?
Yeah,
are they talking about the government? Like, is there a stronger they? Like, we must be overlooking the government and going straight to white people. You know what I'm saying? But they said it, and they, you know. But it's so powerful to me when you really think about it, when we say they. Because if they saying it, who are we? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are we if we are against them? You know what I'm saying? When you really think about it, it's like, who are we? It's so amazing, because what you were saying, how this virtual reality or this avatar we live in and how it affects the real world, smart social media ass response. I see how the whole 50-50 conversation is a social media conversation. But it's starting to bleed out into the real world. The $100,000 a year man is a social media conversation, but it's bleeding out into the real world. Trav, I'll never forget this. And I made a video about it. And we don't realize that, like I said, it's always the millionaires that control the people for the billionaires. Yeah. I'll never forget when Lil' Kim's album Hardcore came out. I knew all the lyrics to that shit. Well, I was a Lil' Kim fan. I just was something about a woman talking shit, how she'll fuck and throw shade if you don't get paid. Just that was just like, it's crazy, because it made me feel like she was liberated. When really this was a shit talking bitch that I should have said, sit your goddamn ass down somewhere, bitch. You finna lead the world astray. But even as a young man in college, when she squat down, you remember the album cover? She had squatted down and had the lollipop in her mouth. And we thought there was something freeing and powerful about that. But that was really them selling a woman to us, because there's a saying that I heard, I don't know who said it. If you want to destroy a nation, let its most vile, immoral women become popular. And when Lil Kim became popular, man, it was like the materialism of women. I need some motherfucker. I need a bag. I need something. You know what I'm saying? It was like when Lil Kim became popular, it started something in our generation. Can you remember how when Lil Kim became popular? I'll never forget. I want to use this quick story. And this is not Lil Kim, but I can remember there was a comedian on Def Comedy Jam named Adele Givens. I'm such a fucking lady. She used to talk with a big mouth. Yeah. She had a big mouth. She was attractive to me. Other people didn't like her, but I thought she was attractive. She had a big ass mouth. And I remember her, she made a joke. She said, he wanted me to suck his little ass dick in my big ass mouth. That was like giving a whale a Tic Tac. And so many women laughed. And I can remember this was about 95, 96. And women started offering head. It was like you couldn't get your dick sucked before. Like that was some white girl nasty shit. A black woman to cuss your ass out. You ask for some head. You know, in high school, like, well, can I at least get some head? Motherfucker, who you think I am? I don't do that nasty shit. And then when that woman made that joke, it was like, when I was growing up, I hate to say this, a white girl would say, I give you some head. They would give you some head because they felt like that was keeping their virginity. And then it got to the point where black women was like, I give you some head, or I can suck dick, I can suck that. I was like, I just did, you know what I'm saying? You remember when Girls Gone Wild went out? Yeah. Black women started doing little shit like that, twerking it. That was white people shit to me. Showing your titties at the that was white people shit. But I just remember when Lil Kim dropped, women just got so comfortable and free about shit that they never would have acknowledged doing before. And man's bragging, I suck dick, I swallow, I swallow. And I'm like, man, now we have Cardi B doing that. Yeah. And it's going so far with her because Cardi B is a married woman. Yeah. A married woman that then ran off on her husband with another man's baby on the inside of her, and she being celebrated. Come on, man. That's going to permeate into the real world. Aisha Curry, a married woman who's been kept her entire married life, is saying, my husband don't understand me. I wanted to be a career woman. I never wanted to be a wife. I never wanted to be have kids. It's like, what the fuck you think your children is at the house saying? Like, Mom, you ain't want me? Like, this bitch want attention so much. And I just know ain't nobody requested to hear this bland bitch talk. I just know this is something that some Jew heard her disgruntled. Put on TV. Yeah. She ain't happy in a man. And so what we have is a situation where you're going to have a lot of regular women who have desired this lifestyle. Now she talking down on it. And it's going to permeate to where men going to say, no matter how you cut it, men going to say, well, damn, light skin, nice Steph Curry can't keep his bitch alive. What the hell is the use for me to get married for? You know what I'm saying, Trav? How you feel about that situation?
Man, I want to go back to the Lil Kim joint. And I'm gonna work my way back up with it.
Pass on all that shit, man.
Yeah, I think I was in the 10th or 11th grade around that time somewhere when Lil Kim came out. And I remember she had the first big song, and I can't remember, but it said something like, I want to give you what I need, baby. Want to lick between my knees. I can't remember. But whatever that song was. Yeah. And I remember, man, seeing girls rap that shit with confidence, and it made my mind believe that, dog. And let me tell you something, as a parent, I got teenagers. So one of the things I want them to understand is that I too was a teenager. Mm-hmm. I understand how it works. So when you talk about influence, means something that you ingest, whether it's through your ears, through your nose, through your mouth, through your eyes. When you ingest it in your spirit, it comes out in your expression and your experiences, right? Mm-hmm. So I watched this in 12th grade. This ain't no make-believe shit. This real life shit. And I understood one thing that I got to know as a parent. When opportunity meets curiosity. See, that shit made a lot of girls in high school curious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when they got met with the opportunity, somebody that drove, somebody that could get there in the gap between when no one was there. They tested that shit. Want to leak between my knees, baby. They believe that shit. And I watched the whole generation start from that.
Mm-hmm.
Start from that. There was some that held on, that didn't get wrapped up. But I want to say this right now as a parent. It wasn't no mystical thing that made them better than the other. It was simply some people didn't have the opportunity. Their mama knew where they was, their daddy knew where they was, and they was accounted for. They had parents that paid attention. And if the curiosity got too high, you had some that would get wild and do it at school, but goddamn, they was kind of thrown off even then. They was just raging. So I'm talking this as a teenager that I experienced to watch it. So as a parent, this shit done got 10 times. They got a phone that'll show them something when they don't ask for it. That triggers curiosity. So we got to realize what we battling versus in terms of what we went through. And we went through it, and we still don't know no goddamn better.
Mm-hmm.
I got a song. I'm inspired to say that.
Go ahead and sing your song.
Please put up. No, I can't sing it because I'm in somewhere else. But it say, sister, please put up your cell phone. To him, you doing right. But to yourself, you doing so wrong. I promise you, he gonna send them pictures on after y'all done moved on. Sister, please stop taking pictures of your ass on your goddamn cell phone.
First thing he gonna do is show them to his buddies.
And that's any man who's standing in posture that's single. I ain't talking about no goddamn children now. I'm talking about 30 and 40-year-olds in the picture hiked up, taking pictures of their pussy. God damn, y'all. So you bring it all the way forward. We talking real life shit. We ain't talking about the shit we want to make you believe on these goddamn devices. We're talking real life shit that started 30 years ago with a song. Mm-hmm. And we still ain't broke free. Ain't nobody above the bullshit. My wife, your wife, my children, they looking at this thing. They getting ideas of what success, happiness is. We want to go on vacations. We want to do everything to feel like we feel. Man, I want to feel the life that make life feel like it's worth living. We all can rationalize that in whatever way we want to rationalize it. But we all inspired by something. Too much of anything is bad for the soul. You can't be too right, too real, and too strong. You fuck around and, like you say, like you always say, you be too real, too right, too strong, and you forget what matters to the core of your woman, and it be somebody can fuck her in the back of the cell and lay him just because he know the right water to put on her soul and make her goddamn feel something she ain't felt in a long time because you don't know what matter. You think what matters on the goddamn phone is what's real.
Yeah, man, when she came out, when she said, I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit.
Come on.
Like a real bitch. It was like, whoa, like we ain't never, man, we coming from MC Light, man. We coming from Miss Melody, man. We coming from, you know what I'm saying? We ain't never heard no woman say no shit like that.
Hey, let me say this, man. And this for anybody that's paying me some attention than you. Because like I say, attention is the most powerful thing you can play. I try to censor myself to not seem angry, but I care so much when I see the pain that this shit causes in a woman, in a sister, in a brother, in a child, in a man's eyes, when we don't understand when this shit working our ass and tearing our ass up alive. And we can hide it and mask it in our avatars, but that's why I talk angry. because I can feel the hurt behind this shit. Even when people think don't nobody see it.
Mm.
That's why I got to talk angry, because this shit hurt me to think about it. And I'm so real with this shit that I try my best and give my all to protect my family from it. Because, hey, look, my baby got to walk out this door and dodge every goddamn bullet that's coming her way. And if I ain't never had to believe in God, that's the one thing I pray. There is something in her, around her, and goddamn that make my baby fight her fight to come back right. Because I don't watch someone be destroyed that ain't going back right. For real, dog. So I just want to say that, man. That's the only why I had to say that, man. Cause
You
this
know,
shit real, man.
It's no matter how you cut it, man. You know, even with our young men, you know what I'm saying? The things that you know, I just look at the things that they have to go through, that they experience through music. You know, walking around having to. I couldn't imagine, Trav, when I was young, everybody got their goddamn face covered up. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, man, I can't go nowhere. Everybody got their goddamn face covered up. Like you literally, and the kid just get out of jail. People don't realize it's called a Pooh Shiesty mask. Mm. That's what people don't realize, Trav. I don't think people realize in our culture, one little young rapper decided he was going to wear a whole face covering. And they call it the Pooh Shiesty mask. And now these kids walk around with that shit on 24/7. Mm. When COVID hit, it became even more popular because you had to have some on your face. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so you mean to tell me the thing that we normally wear for robberies, we done made that a goddamn style? Why are we so anti-establishment? Why are we so? That's something I want to ask you. Why do you think we celebrate the drug dealer, the motherfucker that's not working? We celebrate the whore. Is it because we used to be slaves and we just want to buck the system? Why are we so anti-work? I seen this guy. He said some of the realest shit, man. The average drug dealer, and I was talking to my homeboy. He's a former narc police officer. He said, man, I ain't never arrested no drug dealer with more than goddamn $5,000-$6,000 in his pocket and maybe a couple of ounces. He's like, them motherfuckers never have no money. And it's like, why we think that they getting more than the regular working man? Like the shit that they have, we got as a working man. You know what I'm saying? What is it about that so glamorizing and its end is so bad, jail or hell? You know what I'm saying? Like for $5,000-$6,000, and we can go touch $5,000 now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm gonna blow it, but shit, I just had to get my whole goddamn my Honda. I had thought I had changed my my spark plugs and my engine coils, and the light kept coming back on. So I said, well, I ain't gonna change them motherfuckers again. I took it to the dealership. They talking about some piston ring and oil getting on your spark plug. This is a $3,300 job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I bite the bullet. Hell, fix this motherfucker. And you know, as much as mad as I am, my wife got a saying is, at least we had it. Mm. That's my wife, number one, said it. At least we had it. Mm. And so it's a situation where these guys getting busted and got public offenders. It's like that the life is so glamorized, but the top end is like, where you been? You ain't even been to Atlanta. Niggas furthest they done been is Atlanta or Miami selling dope. Ain't got a passport. Like, what is this shit doing for you other than making you not have to get up and goddamn take your black ass to work every day?
It's respect and attention. That's all. And we so backwards. When I say we, all of us, we so backwards in what we give our respect and our attention to. And you can say that's controlled by they or them. They know it. They give the money to the ones to give us the destruction of the mindset to be entertained by it. But we respect that. The drug dealer in the neighborhood that destroyed our neighborhood, the drug dealer that caused me and you and anybody else who parents might have been or could have been on dope, that same drug dealer that put the needle in the vein of your pain. We respect them because they was able to come around with material things that drew attention. And so people will sell their soul for attention. Same thing we doing today. It ain't changed. It's the same thing. The same people that put dope in your children's vein to make them high off some bullshit. To go pay all of their soul. Like I said, we socially, emotionally fucked up. We walk around like zombies and our children. I'm in the school with them. They don't have soft skills. They don't know how to approach or be approached and say, hey, how you doing? Good day. You doing all right? Yes, sir. No, ma'am. They don't have any of that. It's looking under their goddamn shell, almost afraid to be looked into the eyes as if they don't have no fucking soul. So we look to respect those that keep that destruction. Somebody asked me, they say, why you got to cuss? I said, because if I didn't cuss, I wouldn't be me. I like cussing. It's endearment. I talk with passion. But if I didn't, you wouldn't respect me and nobody would respect me. They'll call me this positive brother that you would think have to walk across the side of the street when I walk through the drug dealer. Fuck y'all looking at.
I hate
Ain't nothing weak about being positive. I can't cuss, but you respect cussing. Your children being cultivated by cussing. Obviously, they like cussing, but I'm making a conscious decision to cuss about something real. And they ain't listening to you. So hopefully cussing from my soul, because this is who I am. I'm one of them. I'm one of them that got old.
You know, that's crazy. I got my album is called Crying and Cussing. And I have people ask me so much, you make such good points. Why you got to cuss? And I said, because I grew up in a cussing house. I grew up in a cussing house and I like cussing. I'm not trying to cuss and I'm not trying not to cuss. The shit just come out. And I'm just like, why do you have to ask me why I cuss? Why does that matter to you? Like, don't listen to me. It's almost like a person is saying this, you know, Trav, I got a nephew or I got a cousin or a brother or my wife. If you just say that shit, you be talking a different way, I can use you to speak for me.
Yeah, hey, look, but we damned if we do.
That's what they really saying, right? Hey. If you just say that shit differently, I could go home and show it to my wife and say, look what Trav said. You know what I'm saying? And I might can get something done in my household, but soon as Trav says shit, my wife gonna say, I don't want to hear that motherfucker. They won't.
But hey, look, but we damned if we do and we damned if we don't. Ain't nobody gonna pay attention that ain't trying to learn, so it don't matter. So say it from your soul when it feel good.
Yeah.
You understand? Some things are mild and some things are spicy. Why you don't like spicy shit? It burn. It give me heartburn. Well, some people want a lot of pepper on it. It's that pepper type shit. Yeah. My wife told me, she say, you're going too hard. Damn, I'm trying not to. But I'm a hard type of man. Goddamn, that's all I know.
Yeah, you know, I found
I ain't acting.
My wife will always buffer me. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever I say something, she would try to explain it in a nicer way. And I say, Chris, you make yourself look worse doing that. The motherfucker didn't already, you can't make them like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, what he really means is he's just saying he's just going bottom line. You know, she said, I go bottom line. I'm a bottom line shit. If you in here, you in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's amazing to me, man, as we sit back and we watch how people don't realize how pop culture affects the daily living of regular people. You know what I'm saying? Like to the core of what we wear, what we drink. You know what I'm saying? Like pop culture has changed what we see as success. Let me tell you something when I say that, when I say pop culture. It used to be a nice car and a nice house was a flex.
Mm.
Now it's getting to the point where you can have freedom of time, freedom to move, to do like you want to do is becoming the flex. So what I'm starting to see is you see a lot of people moving off the grid, a lot of people buying small houses, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people buying these electric cars. Ain't nobody trying to, it's like what we seeing is we're starting to see where people want to be more free.
Mm.
We've been contained to materialisms for so long that people are starting to say, man, I just want to be free, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, in my car today, I'm like, damn, 3,300 and shit. I might as well go buy me another putt for $5. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like I don't want to spend all that money on fixing them up for $5,000. I can get me a damn 2015 something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a situation where, man, I sit back and I look at the world and I look at us, and it's like we first at all the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be like us. Everybody want to be like us. And we brag. Everybody want to be like us. Everybody want to be like us. But then when it come down to this shit transferring into influence, we really see we ain't got no goddamn influence.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool for motherfuckers to think you cool. But it's like the kid at school everybody thought was cool. But then the kid at school everybody knew was smart. You knew who was going to do the best in life. The kid that everybody knew was smart.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We the coolest motherfuckers on the face of this earth. Why are we so goddamn cool, Trav?
Oh, that's that soul, man. That's that soul. That's that, you know, and I ain't saying it in no deep way. Just that charisma. Just that rhythm, that rhythm to the heartbeat. The rhythm to everything. That's why. Man, you said something deep that just gave me a lesson, dog. I'm talking about you gave me a hard one. You said you a bottom type guy. You fish, you like to go straight to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And man, like I say, man, being raised amongst fishermen, you took me to going fishing. And I always respected that person who fish on the bottom.
Pull that goddamn cork off or pull that motherfucker up real high.
Hey, look, because I never could fish on the bottom because I wasn't prepared to pay that much attention to the line. I needed a cork, something that's out there that I would see and catch my attention to say, oh, you got a fish. And I go pull the fish in. But the guy who fished on the bottom, he didn't talk too much. He was locked in on that line, watching it jig. So, man, hey, look, man, I just want to say, see, that's why I say, man, we all we got, we all we need. When you sincere and genuine in a moment, and you just kicking your shit, popping your shit, that's how we learn. That's how, look, they say, when the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. If you truly believe or understand a conscious aspect of God is in you, then you got to believe and know that it's in everybody. So who's ever talking to you at any given point could have a message from you or for you. But you taught me a profound lesson to understand and even realize when I got a cork on it and when I'm on the bottom. And sometimes there is situations and circumstances where me as a message deliverer who fishing, when either you can hold me accountable or I can hold you accountable and say, put a cork on it, dog. Bring it up some.
Yeah.
Hey, look, boy, that's deep, ain't it, man?
And see the Trav, the way I believe, hit at the bottom and work them back up.
Come on.
I like that shit to sting. And you said, what? Then I said, think about it. And then we work our way back up.
Come on.
Because I feel like if you start with black people up here, they're going to make so many excuses you ain't going to get to the goddamn bottom. I'm serious. You think I'm bullshitting? You know, I'm the type of motherfucker, I come straight out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this shit just clear. Black people ain't got no goddamn self-esteem. Why you say that? You know what I'm saying? That now we got so man, I never forget. I look at shit like it was something I was about to say when you were saying that about fishing on the bottom. When people talk about how you talk, I said I ain't never seen black people entertained by nothing other than some good old cussing and yelling and fuck shit. I think we act like the white man got up one morning and said, you know what? We want to sell fuckery to black people. Or do we realize the white man said black people like a lot of fuckery? We can capitalize off that. Like, what make us think that the white man just got up and said, you know what I'm saying? The white man, he'll sell gospel music to you.
Man,
if all you want to hear about is the Lord, the white man, is say, hey, let them know we ain't playing nothing but Kurt Franklin. If that's what you want to hear, they're selling to us what we got a appetite for. Yeah, it came to me when I said our swagger. Trav, you remember when we was growing up, and I'll never forget this. Times have changed. When we was growing up, everybody want poor, but parents hadn't got into buying them name brands yet. We didn't even know what name brands to buy. I remember I wanted a pair of AJs and a pair of motherfucking Onslow jeans. AJs. And I remember not being able to afford them. And I just remember my brother getting a little Uncle Charlie's or the Wranglers. And, you know, we'll cut some holes in them. We'll take a toothbrush and paint bleach on them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I really think a lot of our swagger come from having to make do. And the shit that we have to make do with just end up being fucking cool. Like, we'll take a pair of jeans that we know is some high waters and pin the damn leg to the side and make them. You remember we used to put the pins in the jeans and make them look nice? We'll figure out a goddamn way to look cool.
Well, you know, like you say, we lack self-esteem. And that's a reflection of pride. We like that. We done evolved away from that. Like you say, and I'm saying this is as a child, we had appreciation. My dad and mama gave me the best they could. And I would say sometimes it was like, I remember I wanted they came out with these suede Timbs and I wanted them. I wanted them for Christmas so bad. I wanted the high tops, but I got the low tops. You know what I mean? And it's like, God, I could never get it right on the head, but I always had to find that appreciation. But the appreciation went to my pride. I still to this day, I don't put on a pair of shoes without wiping them with a rag or hitting them with a toothbrush. To this day, I don't leave out the house and wash my face and put lotion on my eyes and in the corner of my nose and my mouth. Till this day, those type of things define me way more than the material things. But that's pride. That's appreciation. When you ain't got that, yeah, you think it's everything on the outside. That's why we ain't got self-esteem, because it don't come from within no more. And like I said, social, emotional intelligence is a real thing, and it's the only language that we can talk amongst our children's education for them to empathize. We gotta talk the language that our children emotionally and socially are fucked up ever since COVID, and they spent 2 years at home. But that's a reflection of why we think everything on the outside matters.
Yeah, that like before that, man, goddamn, I'm so sick. I'm sick of grown men saying I'm outside. Nigga, you go outside every day. So we done turned outside to mean I'm doing something, spending some money. You know what I'm saying? I'm outside, mean I'm doing something. You know, when COVID hit, and I was thinking about what you had said earlier, you know, and about the youth and just the lack of just the social emotional skills, the soft skills. You know, even when raising my own kids, they would get in the car after school. I pick them up from practice. First thing they do.
Yeah.
I say, hey, man, take the headphones off. Let's rap. Take the headphones off. How was your day, man? What's going on in practice? Good. What's such good? I'm like, God damn, I do pay the bills. I feed you, motherfucker. Can I get something other than a good? You know what I'm saying? Like, so ready to put them goddamn headphones back on and stop listening to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you said, the lack of just hello, sir, how you doing? Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to this young man, and he had went in the store to get a job application, and I just happened to see him, and I was watching him. You know what I'm saying? And he went up to the goddamn lady that was doing the fucking checking the receipts and asked her for a job application. She kind of said something to him, and he got ready to walk out the store. I said, man, that ain't the right lady to go to, man. Go to customer service. I said, don't walk out the store. You came in here to get an application. He was like, she said she don't know where one is. And he was just finna turn around and walk out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trav, whatever happened to, how you doing, ma'am? It's just like, you said what they were. I didn't know what it was called, but now I know what it's called. Soft skills.
Hey, how old are your sons?
24 and 21, or 24 and 21.
Okay, my son's 16, so 5-6 years behind. Man, that what you just said about that from practice, boy, that sent a shockwave through my soul. 5 years back down the road, we're going through the same thing, and I'm talking about as a father, for real. This shit, real life shit. As a father, I got to gather myself in this to position myself, because this is vital. This ain't about him. This vital. Everybody with a teenager son can experience. I mean, hey, look, if you can't, you're rare. Hey, look, teach us how to deal with it.
Teach us
I'm dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I'm losing. I ain't saying, but that's a real thing. And it's what we up against. Because if you deal with that wrong, wherever they at already, man, it's a thin line of making them never come up out of that
never
shit.
Fucking with you. Yep.
Ever understand, take them headphones off. Let's have a conversation and make them feel like it's necessary and worthy. Man, that ain't no giving right now as a parent. No. You really got, like we say, they don't have soft skills. As parents, there is skills that you got to develop as a parent to cultivate a teenage child. And I'm in the game right now, goddamn trying to pick up blitzes and read defenses and all this type of shit to maintain control of this shit. But that's some real shit. That's some real life shit, man.
Yeah, man. And I couldn't imagine that. Look, I couldn't imagine with a little girl, like you say, your daughter. You know, it's amazing because I would talk to my friends, and it's funny because my friends would come to me because I was a school teacher and come to me, and I'm saying to myself, why y'all motherfuckers asking me? I'm raising stepsons. These y'all goddamn real sons. What you mean? And just for you to say that, I always thought it was a stepdaddy thing. Like, maybe they just saying, you know, you raising them, blah, 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 blah. But my real friends would be like, hey, man, I have a hard time talking to my son, man. And I'm like, this your biological son, motherfucker. And I just realized it's a thing now. It's a thing.
Well, I'm going to say this. When my babies was little, I was known as that man and them two little babies. I ran a business with my babies, and people, I performed with my babies. I did everything with my babies, and they would say, man, how you get them two little kids to do like that with you, like that? I say, goddamn, I don't know, they my children. They look, I don't know. I thought it was crazy. So to have a bond, and now, like they say, I tell them all the time, I ain't never been a teenager daddy, and they ain't never been teenagers. Boy, we learning. But to deal with, they done got too cool for school, that the same people that would come and just lay on daddy, I can't even say hey.
Yeah.
Without feeling like, motherfucker, what kind of, you get what I'm saying? But I want to tie it up, and I want to say this too. Going all the way back to Steph Curry shit. I'm 46. I'm talking to my peers. My best years are behind me. I ain't saying I can't be the best of who I am now, but my prime is gone.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? My wife and my children have gotten the best of me. So I'm saying this to say, when you in this game for real right now, see, a lot of the message that we talking about relationship and love and this is for a young 20-year-old really to understand, to really get a head start and go over the hump and jump like a ramp to the top and not go through a lot of bullshit that we went through, or that they see their mama going through or their daddy going through who is our age. So when you our age and you still being influenced to not understand what's real and what matters, well, you can witness a woman who has one of the quote unquote good guys of our history, of our whole race. When you think it's about money, when you think it's about this, when you think it's about that. But one thing we got to understand as adults, it's about sacrifice. One thing he can't get at woman is time. He be gone for a long time. He on TV every night for a long time. So he can give her the world, but he can't give her time.
And that's what I think she just needs some attention.
But let me make this point. But when we look at that from a regular perspective, here we is in real life. We spending time with the ones we with, but we think that don't matter. We think it's the money. We think it's the attention. We think it's all of these things that's being made you to believe something. Because when they sit down and they're alone, and all they got is their goddamn phone. That's what's real, man. Don't ever get it twisted. Know the difference between real life and motherfucking make believe, man.
Well, shit, as the pastor said, if all hearts and minds are clear, we can get up on out of here on that one, Trav. Man, I appreciate you, man. And yeah, we're gonna keep talking, we're gonna keep rapping, we're gonna keep fighting this good fight of faith, and we're gonna keep marginalizing the bullshit. What's the saying you say? And it's such a beautiful saying to sum it up. And I just want to remember it. And it's about what we were saying tonight. How does it go? The soul can't hide.
Oh, yeah. The soul can't keep no secret that behavior won't reveal.
I think that's the most powerful statement. And you know what I liken it to, Trav? It's like I got a saying, and everybody say it, but I say it for a different reason. I've been saying it since damn high school. You already know. When that girl came out and said she never saw herself as married, that behavior is telling on her motherfucker soul. She thinks she better than Steph. Oh, I'm pretty. I feel like I should be. The soul can't keep no secret that the behavior won't reveal.
For real.
There it is, man. We walking around here, and the way we behaving, it's just soul telling. It's telling on our soul. Ain't no way we walk around here acting like this, and you can see exactly what's coming out of our soul, man.
Hey, look, let me say this. I'm my bad, man. I know you got to wrap it up.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to let you wrap
it up. And I want to use this as a teachable moment. I got a brother, man, that's going through something. And him and his children, or him and his child, decided to part ways in peace, right? And that peace was going for about 2 years. And up came a situation where she came around her mountain with hell. He said, man, we was at peace. Why she bring that hell? I say, well, regardless if it's hell or heaven, her soul needed contact.
She needed her daddy, huh?
She needed her daddy, even if it's out of order, even if it's operating in a malfunction, even if it's you to argue and fight and say, I ain't with this shit. If you ain't gonna listen to me, go back. She'll go back around her mountain till she come again. But we at least gotta recognize that the soul, that's why I say the soul can't keep no secret that behavior won't reveal. Y'all act like y'all hate each other, but you find a reason to fight. You just can't leave each other alone. You got to find a reason to make him say or her say, fuck you and fuck you too. That's a connection that's necessary that the soul gonna behave to get. So I just want to make that practical so we can see how it works.
Yeah.
To at least understand that when we working it or when it's getting worked on us.
Well, you already know it. Y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Me and Miss Carla gonna be here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for Rand and Raven. Peace.